Yes, good afternoon, dear football lovers. This is J.K.M on 90 Minutes podcast. Today here from the heart of Windhoek Central Independence. And today we are joined by one of our favorite guests that every time I'll give him a call, he's just a call away. It's not other than Coach Mervin Mbakere. Coach, good afternoon and welcome.
Yes, good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to all the viewers, and yes, Happy New Year.
Yes.
God's blessings.
All right. Happy New Year to you too as well, Coach. That is the thing that I forgot to say to you when we met. Happy New Year, Coach.
Yeah.
Awesome. Coach, today I want us to speak about some few things in regard to yourself. The MTC Cup coming up, the Marriage Cup, and just some few football in general. Last time we spoke to you, you were at Onkos FC, and today I think you are still on holiday. I would say because you, I don't want to say you are jobless, but you are not yet coaching as we speak. Can you please walk us through in that journey that led to, or when did you? Or when were you dismissed at Onkos FC?
Yeah. Yes. We parted ways with Onkos, I think, after 5 games in the league. And I think if you are a firm believer of the Bible, very, very inspirational book, and a firm believer of the word and in God, those moments are moments that you have to acknowledge the Bible, because it says God knows the plans that He has for us, and not to fail but to prosper us. And so we thought at that moment that it was best to part ways, and it's a part that will be part of my history, and the only thing one will always say, because it's not only you now the first time asking me such a question, and ironically, the way how I thought of it, hypothetically, I just started saying, is there a school or an institution that teaches experience? In the whole entire world, there is no such an institution. None. Because experience can't be taught.
Yes.
You have to go through processes like the one I just recently went, for you to gain experience. And the only words that I can say is just a word of gratitude to the management of Onkos, the technical team of Onkos, the players of Onkos, and everybody associated with Onkos to have given me such a platform. And I'm gratitude to it, and we marshal on.
Right. Awesome. Thank you, Coach. And just to remind you guys, this podcast is brought to you by 90 Minutes. And plus, 90 Minutes is the same apparel provider for African Stars, Young African, and Bucks Buccaneers. And also, if you would like to have a wear for your sports club or corporate team or whatever that is, you can just pass by here in Independence Avenue opposite Hilton Hotel. All right, Coach. That was just a short commercial. If they call you next week at Onkos, will you go back? Was it good terms, or you will think about it in 5 years' time?
Yeah, look, as I have just said, the last 21 days, and that is something that I do it every year. From the 1st of January to the 21st of January every year, I always fast. And during my fast, I was asking God if the passion that I have for the game, is it too overboard? To get to a moment where I have idolized football. But if it's not so, then God has a purpose for this, and He will know my next destination. So whatever it is, we have to be patient, look into it, pray to God. If it's from Him, we take it. Whoever, but it has to be on good terms. It has to be a project where we also feel like it fits our philosophy. It's a project where we feel like we are in sync, and a project that will develop both parties, So whoever comes, I think that's the approach. Why I'm saying we, I have a representative in the name of Terry Uyamba, and we always sit and we sat and we. It's not that I was not approached. I was approached and we sat. But for now, we have taken the route of being patient for now and waiting for the right project. If it's the right project, then why not?
Right. Exciting. You just read my mind. I was like going to ask you, who are we? I mean, you have been referring to we, but you saw it coming and you clarified that. Moving forward, Coach, there are different teams right now that are looking for. I would say they are looking for because, like the likes of Cookatops, their top men just resigned. They have an assistant who's just running the club for a while. And there's also Blue Waters, Blue Boys. These are teams that are struggling. Do you think you can take up, like Blue Boys and Blue Waters are all sitting in the relegation zone in red? They're in red. And Cookatops, they are not in red, but the man is not a top man, and you would consider you as a top man. These jobs, will you consider them, or you also think about their philosophy? But a challenge, it's a good challenge, like to get a team which is in the relegation zone and take it out, for example. You will also be applauded for it. What is your take on those options there?
Yeah, I think your question also, it's almost in line with your previous question. And I will still answer it with a reference of the word in the Bible. In Psalm 37, verse 1, or verse 3 to 7, God says, rest in me, be patient, rejoice in me, and don't fret away. Don't run away from me, because the one who prospers in my name will be glorified.
Yes.
And we know there is only one that prospered in God's name, and is the devil. And the devil has a way of, giving you this lucrative, short, pleasurable things. That if you are not patient, if you don't rest in the Lord, you will run. Imagine after parting ways with Ongos, and I'm there calling every club that has an opportunity to say, look, I'm here, I have the pedigree, the numbers can't lie, please hire me. If I do that, then I'm taking over the Lord's work. And he says, and continues also in that verse and says, but the one who wipes all the wicked schemes will do it, which is him. So with all that knowledge, one has to make sure that really you are patient in these moments. Otherwise, you will not be a man of principles. Otherwise, the wind will blow you left, right, and center. And it comes at a stage where it will blow you at a place where you can't even come out anymore. So yes, I think the approach it's as simple as that.
Okay. Obviously, you will not disclose to us the teams that approached you, that gave you phone calls. That will be also fine with us, and the viewers will understand why. Moving forward, how do your Saturdays look like at the moment? Because we know you are the guy who's always at the touchline. Like now,
Yeah.
How do your Saturdays look like?
Yeah. You see, football to me, it's not a hobby. It's for me. I've taken it as a career.
Yes.
The passion that I've put into the game, or I put into the game. That's why I alluded to it earlier, that I've asked God, if I've made it an idol, please just guide me away. If not, then I rest in you, because you know the plans for that you have made for me. Because you have predestined my destination already.
Yes.
Before I was even formed in my mother's womb. So yes, you missed the game, but I was one missed the game, but I was, as I said, I was in a very deep fasting. That I fasted away from the game. So I have now to start acquainting myself to the game, keeping myself to all the happenings that happen thus far. So my Saturdays was just about praying, being with the family. And yes, the family always sometimes benefit in these moments of a coach, especially a passionate coach, that they get that extra attention and all these things. But yeah, it's a very good moment, a very peaceful moment. Yes, do I miss the game? Yes, this game has been part of me for some quite some time now. I've as you all know, I'm also a teacher by profession. I have resigned from that job for this career. So it's not something that I just take it as it's just like that. That's why wherever I go, the project I go, whatever I do, I do it because the game itself also, you can't cheat the game. Football, if you try to cheat it will spit you and throw you at places where you can't even come out. So you have to respect the game. And in the same vein as I'm trying so much not to be into the game as that much. Yes, you know, I have got now an opportunity also after the fast to make sure that now, I go through certain things that I think I can equip myself with. And as I said, the process or the processes or the things that happen in your life, it's those are experiences that you have to take.
Yes.
And jokingly the other day, I'm just thinking, maybe since 2018, 2017, there around when I was coaching the national teams, women team under 17, under 20, then I was coaching the back foot. But currently now, with Ongos, there was a time where we resorted to the back foot, and then I have now to research and to ask my fellow colleagues, to make sure that I also equip myself thoroughly before training or before a match, because all the time I was just a front foot coach. So these are things that now yesterday I watched a very interesting game between Barcelona and Benfica. A tactically superb game from both sides. The high line with the squeezing from Barcelona, the counter press, the total football that they try to display in making sure that they dominate with numbers in the opponent's half, and also the quick counter attack. The various counter attacks that Benfica was having yesterday, the solo, the collective counter attacks and break attacks. So all these things, one have now to start researching. You see something and then you go research more so that it gives you more knowledge. So those are the things that I'm currently busy with right now.
All right. Had a lot of things. Solo, maybe it's going alone, collective, you are as a team. Maybe I'm just trying to interpret this.
And there's also a classic counter attack. So football is it's a very, very, very complex game that has to be made simple.
Yes,
that's the difficulty of the game. Very complex, but it has to be made simple. The more you make it simple, the more you have the chance to win the game, but awesome. In a complex way.
Awesome. Right. Thank you, Coach, for walking us through the dynamics of the game. There's just something that we are hearing nice things from you, but there's one that we want to hear, Coach. Is there anything that we, as your followers and as your people there, is there anything that is cooking, or there's nothing concrete yet, like in terms of approach that the teams that have approached you so far? Is there anything that we can hear by, let me just say, 1 month time, Coach is back in the game, or for now there's nothing?
Yeah, as I said earlier, I was approached by certain clubs, and currently we are in talks with a club. I really don't want to give a lot of hints. So I think yes. I don't think the Lord have elevated me to this point, and will neglect me and not to have a job in the next near future, a very near future. As I've said, I was coached once by a very, very smart coach, a very great guy. I even call him the great one. That's my name that I give to him. A guy that have introduced me to the elite coaching when I was playing at Tigers, and made me a player assistant coach. Imagine at that time. And then in the same season, we went to win the FA Cup for the first time in 19 years for Tigers. So it was a very historical moment. He always says, and it's a quote from him that I always took, men lies, women lies, but numbers don't lie. And the numbers that I have achieved through the grace of God and the people that I have worked with, it's for somebody of this age, I think it's remarkable. Being the youngest coach to have won the league, and if you take the 16-man team I've acquired during my tenure at African Stars, I've acquired the highest possible points ever with the 73 mark. And you can continue winning a team 10-0 in the league. It's a history. And making sure that you know the ratio of hours. I calculated the games that I have coached in the NPFL itself. Stars, Tigers, Ongos, collectively. And one is sitting at 66.7 winning rate percentage. So, those are numbers that one has to look at and say, look, really, you have to be proud of your work, at that tender age.
Right. We are speaking to Coach Mbakere. He's not a foreigner here. He's always here with us at the J.K.M Sports World of Football. And today we are coming from the 90 Minutes Plus podcast. Coach, do you still want some more national caps before you can try across the board? Like domestically, or have you considered, or is not yet on your mind, like to go to Botswana? We know the likes of Woody Jacobs have been there a couple of times in Botswana. Or do you still have, like, you want to a bit of press ups in the nation before you can go abroad? Or have you not considered that?
Yeah. Yes. As I said, any project that comes and suits what we have put thus far on the table to say, this is the things that the club should have in place before we commit, and this is their philosophy. This is the very clarified short, mid-term, and long goals. And how they're gonna support all those goals. So all these things we have discussed. And one of the clubs that we are talking with, it's a foreign club. So I think I've coached. Coaching. I've got introduced to elite coaching all the way back to 2015. 2015. So I'm in the game for quite a while now, and I've also coached international with a national team, and also in Champions League. Even though I was an assistant, I got to experience the Champions League in Uganda. So I've coached, and also that helped me a lot. My education that I did in Zambia with my CAF diplomas taught me, to be diverse and to go out of, not to be restricted to the nation, because I think Namibian coaches are very, very, very equipped and have potential to coach abroad. And if you have alluded to it, that Coach Woody was in Botswana, that was a sign to show that we can do it.
Yes.
And I always say, when something like that happens, we should really embrace it and support it. Not like, Mbakere got a foreign club. That Mbakere, he was here with what, and he couldn't. No, you have to embrace it, because look what Pitso Mosimane did to the whole Southern African coaches. Just with this hard work, the northern part, have an eye now that, okay, maybe we can go to the southern region. And Mokoena got an opportunity with that now. And we all the southern coaches, especially the southern coaches, have to really embrace, have to even keep Rolani Mokoena in their prayers, so that he can do good, because the moment he does good, then the door is open for all of us. Imagine if he wins the Botola or the Moroccan league, and one comes to Morocco and he hears that you are from Namibia. He said, "Where is Namibia?" No, it's neighboring South Africa. Oh, the one from the coach that won the league? Yes. No, you must be also equipped like that coach. So these are the things that we must embrace, and we must leave this envy that when someone get an opportunity, you are hoping for the person to fail rather than hoping for the person to succeed, to make sure that whoever comes after that gets a small patch and say a better treatment. And this is I think the philosophy, the culture that we have to adapt to make sure that we really support somebody who's abroad and whatsoever.
All right. Welcome back, dear viewers. It was a quick commercial break, and I've said we are here in the studio with not other than Coach Mervin Mbakere. Coach Mervin Mbakere, he has a lot of accolades on himself. He has broken a lot of records, having a team that scored more points in the league, having also a team that have won with more goals in the Premier League, 10 goals to nil. And he's also the youngest coach to have won the Premier League in Namibia as well, meaning he has a lot on his CV. If you want his CV, please talk to me nicely and I will ask from him. All right, Coach. For us to continue now, okay, let's speak about the Merit Cup now. Yeah, the MTC Merit Cup. I would say MTC have been to the rescue of the Namibian football. They have come up with, they have run the league in the past. I think that was the most money that the league played for. I'm not sure if that's true. All right. But MTC have been involved in the football, and like at all the stages almost. Please walk us through the Merit Cup. Is it a good idea? Is it a monopoly, or should we embrace it as Namibians and rally behind MTC so they can at least keep it for the next at least 5 years?
Yeah. I think, look, I'm also speaking now from a coaching perspective, that we have to welcome such initiatives, really. Because I don't know whether with the academies, probably it's also the whole culture around our society that we really, back then, let's take a national team young player would have played football at school, and after school he would have played those location challenges, those constituency challenges, games somewhere in a gravel road or in the streets, and then after that he has to rush to the training, and in a day the amount of hours that players have played, account so much to, in the streets is getting exposed to the 2v2s, the 3v2s, so and at school and all these things. So when it comes to the senior team, whatever tactics or technical session that is there, he's just adding to the hours that he already has. And if you take those hours in total, it's such a lot of hours. But now, it's not to criticize the Namibian players now, but I think the society have went to that stage that you find a national team player or a Premier League player the whole day doing nothing, probably watching series, playing PlayStation, or watching a movie the whole day, and probably 30 minutes prior to training or an hour prior to training, that's when he rush. Probably if they have been picked up, probably an hour. If the training field is near, probably 30 minutes prior. That's when he rush, probably take a bath, probably eat quickly something, and then rush to training.
Sure.
And the only hours that player will have, it's those 2 hours of training in a day. But if you have competitions of this magnitude, the league matches alone, the 30 matches alone, it's not enough. So if you have competition of this magnitude, must be welcome so much so that our Namibian players have enough hours of playing at a high level, at a competition level, to make sure that when they come to the national team level, they have enough hours. And the national team coaches have, because it's a human nature. Something you do regularly is stored in your muscle. We call it muscle memory. So when they come to the national team training, and the coach is practicing probably shooting or finishing, because this specific striker or forward or whatever player has been involved in those moments a lot of times, it makes it easier with the muscle memory. So with such competition, really, we have to take the head off for MTC to come to the rescue of the whole nation in that reference, because this is only not just gonna benefit the clubs, but it's also gonna benefit the national team at large.
Awesome. Do you think, was it a good idea? Is it, given the amount of money that MTC have tabled, to make it a knockout competition? Or at least it's good that it's a knockout, but do you think, was it supposed to be like a two-leg to give it a bit of a stretch, or knockout competition for the sake of quality is good? What's your take on that, for it being a knockout competition?
Yeah, I think, look, knockout competition, it also enhance your the different approach. Because there are times where your specific team or the national team, as I've alluded now, will be involved in a knockout games, and then the players will be equipped in such. But also, as I've talked in terms of the hours, one will also have liked it to be a two-legged one. But for now, really, if any football fanatic person should embrace this Maris Cup, nobody is perfect. Whatever flaws that will also happen, Maris Cup should take it and give them a pat on their shoulder to say, we have really introduced something, and it's very exciting also to the fans, with the introduction of the app, to make sure that you just download the app, and then you have free entrance to the matches.
Yes.
So I think it just involves everyone at large, and I wish all the teams the best of luck.
Right. Awesome. Given the participants, the draw, do you think the draw was fair? Because I think the draw was a team above. It was like alphabetically according to the log, like the default log before the season starts. Do you think that was a good idea?
Yes. Look. As I just said it, there are certain. Nobody is perfect. So one will reason, you should have introduced this thing to us before the league have started, so that we endorse it, and we know that come the end of the league, we are expecting to play Maris Cup, and this is the structure. Yes, in the absence of that, as I have just said it, at this moment, really, in terms of all the things and elements that I've just mentioned, we should really embrace it, and I think it gives all the teams now, that wake up call to say, look, the league, we have to take the league in a manner that when let's say another competition next season comes, probably two more. We have to embrace it at this moment, but embracing it doesn't mean that forever we should this is the way how things should go. So we should embrace it with an understanding to say that we are going to improve from all the flaws that might happen.
Right. But as you said, it's a good idea, and also I'll second that the more complex it becomes, the more the quality reduces. I think the knockout stages is good because even the players, the way they will play, I believe teams also will promise players some good bonuses.
Yeah,
guys.
So it's a win-win situation for me. That's my opinion, and at this moment, really, every football fanatic should really embrace this. I remember vividly when we started football after such a long time. 2022 November, in 2022 November. Yes, there was some argument. No, we are not ready. What? And then African Stars and UNAM started it, and then I was asked the same question, and I said, at this moment, we should really embrace every little breath or every little light that we are seeing at the end of the tunnel, so that at the end of the day, we reach it, and we are at the other side where we live in light forever.
100%. All right. There'll be a lot of exciting matches. Given the Maritz Cup, I just want us to have a quick chat on the fixtures. Like we'll have African Stars up against Blue Boys, FC Onkos up against Kuka Tops. I think I don't know which game you will draw a line. We will also see the Southern Derby, which is Young African versus Young Brazilian. Obviously, Bucks versus Julino, because it says Civics here. Okahanja United versus Blue Waters. UNAM versus Choke Chula Chula. Mighty Ganas also versus Tigers. Given these fixtures, maybe if you can have a look at them.
Okay.
Which one do you think will be... like according to your knowledge of football, and which one do you think will be a game to watch?
I think just to run through so that we are not unfair. You see, African Stars, Blue Boys, they played just recently in December, so that is an interesting one. FC Ongos, Kuka Tops. Yes, kudos to now I have to talk a bit of Ongos. Kudos to Coach Olemo, doing very, very, and the core, Ephraim, Peter Bongo, and the rest of the technical team and the players were doing very well. Kudos to them. Against Kuka Tops, good game. I think also in terms of the physicality of the game. Very good game. And Commerce Nampol, KK Palace, same philosophies almost, and good in terms of the Namibian football. It's very interesting, very interesting, because the Namibian football is very chaotic. Very chaotic. Actually, football itself is a chaotic game. As I've alluded to it, watching yesterday Barcelona and Benfica, 85th minute. 85th. I don't have a good an exact recollection of it, but in the 80th, it was 4-2 to Benfica. But come the end of the whistle, it ended 5-4 to Barcelona. That's how chaotic the game is. So for me, the Namibian game is even more chaotic. But the coaches are trying to put that, and this is the model that I go by, to make sure that how do you then take that chaotic and give it a structure a bit. Just give it an organization. You don't go away totally from it, because that is our DNA. in Namibian football, you find the ball in the opponent's half right now, in the opponent box right now. When you just do this, the ball is in the other opponent's box, and then it's back again. So the thing is to make sure that how do you then, that chaoticness, how do you then put a structure and organization to it? Because very rarely you see a goal scored from all the phases of the pitch. You know, from the defending third, middle third, and the final third, through the patterns of the structure of a specific team. Very rarely that you see such a thing. So these are very interesting, very, very interesting games in such a in that reference that I've just said it now. And you have Unam Meshoke. Remember, I think Unam played Eshoke and they won in the previous run, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So that will also be a very, very interesting game. Mighty Gunners, Tigers. I remember Mighty Gunners won Tigers. So again, these are teams that have played more each other, that will make it more interesting for both teams. Okanja United, Blue Waters. I think they also have played, isn't it?
Yes, they did play.
I don't know, they drew or I think so. So we in that manner that the teams, most of the teams have played each other, it makes it more interesting in terms of tactical approach of the game from the technical side, and also the eccentric and eccentric motivation from the players. Eccentric, that you have mentioned it, whereby teams probably will put an incentives to say, if you win this game, you get this, which is also needed, very, very important.
Yes.
In a cup competition.
Yes.
And a young African, a derby, as you have said, and young Brazilian, two good teams that those are one of the teams that try to play from the face to the other face, to put this chaotic game of Namibia in an organized manner. Those are one of the teams. So it will be a very interesting games. Civics, you said, changed to Bucks.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's officially Bucks.
Yes.
So Bucks and Julino, again, very interesting. Julino, we all know they are direct play. Bucks with a new coach, experienced coach also. So that's very, very interesting fixtures. And looking at these fixtures, really, I don't see any football lover, any fan that will stay away from the field. Really, all of us have to talk to Dr. Hage, or is it an independent Dr. Hage? Yes. So So I think these are very, very, very interesting games that I'm already eager as a fan to go watch football. Really.
Awesome. Yes. Indeed, this is football, and this is not to be missed. Free of charge, as long as you are registered with the MTC Marits app, which you will dial *140 682 #. Yes. Then you will be subscribed to the MTC Marits app. Then you will be able to watch the games free of charge, meaning you will pay no penny if you have that app running on your phone. And also, you will not be able to buy anything at the stadium. All the vendors will be running their businesses via that app, meaning you pay through the MTC Marits app and you buy something. If you come with cash, you are not going to buy anything. Right. Coach, we have exhausted this, and I'm really, really, really thankful for you that you are always with us. And I want to give you this platform just to wish your people a happy new year, and just have something for yourself, like I don't know, that one special thing you want to say to your followers, whoever is there. I'm sure like coaches are people that with a much following, because I know some people, when so and so go to this team, they are supporting that team, I think, let me use myself. Like for me, in England, my coaches are those coaches that have ever coached Chelsea. Wherever Carlos is, I'm there, you know?
Yeah.
Wherever Mourinho goes, I'm there. But I wasn't at United when he was there. I was disappointed.
Yeah.
All right, coach, please.
Yeah. So let me try to absorb your question. And I always reference the word again. First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 16 to 18. God says, to everything that happens on earth, you should rejoice in it. You should give thanks to it.
Yes.
Because I, the Lord, have promised you in Timothy. I have promised you in Jeremiah 29 verse 11 that I have given you a power of love, not failure. I have given you a path where you should prosper, not fail. So this situation that happens now with Ongos, it's football. And we can all, the great, whoever knew the great Pep Guardiola will go through such a patch, losing 7 games. I mean, and he was patient. Everybody was patient in that moment. And those are God's. God also says, do the work of the Lord, so that I will be with you. I am the light. I will give you the light. So, with that reference, I know the power that is invested in me by the Creator, and the fans or anybody who follows me should not waver, because God is not shaken. He doesn't waver. He doesn't faint. So we should resemble Him. We are made in His image, and we are all given dominion. In Genesis, it's not said let some have dominion. All of us, it says, let them. So you have dominion in whatever you do. So everybody has dominion. So in the same vein, yes, very soon, with God's grace, one will hope to get back to the touchline and continue being God's destiny helper. So to my friends, I think that's it in short. There's still a lot. There's still a lot to be achieved. A lot. And let's embrace this moment. Let's rest this moment in the Lord. And soon, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob will do miracles.
Awesome. Right. Thank you, Coach. Thank you really for your time.
Welcome.
It's a blessing to have you always on this platform, the J.K.M Sports, the world of absolute football, and coming from the 90 Minutes Plus podcast. Thank you really for your time, and God bless you for your next journey in life.
Thank you. And also big shout out to 90 Plus Minutes. This is a very good platform. I wish it grows in leaps and bounds with the blessings of the Lord. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Coach.